So this is going to be a game recommendation for Outriders on Xbox. The game is also on PlayStation and PC. It launched on Xbox Game Pass though, so that's how I got my hands on it. I had actually intended to buy this game, so it was kind of a neat surprise that it was launching day and date on Game Pass, at least on Xbox. I actually don't remember if it's on PC as well, Game Pass. But anyways, a brief little overview. Outriders did not have a whole lot of hype until about a month before release. Originally, I had seen the trailers like a year ago or something. I was like, "Hey, that game looks pretty cool." I planned on checking it out. Plus, I like the developer it comes from. People Can Fly. They did Bulletstorm back on the 360, and they also did Gears of War Judgment. Now, I know a lot of Gears fans, which I'm a pretty hardcore Gears fan myself, been there since the beginning. Probably over 1,000 hours of the original Gears of War multiplayer on 360. The best days of Xbox Live. But a lot of people would probably give me crap for saying this, but Gears of War Judgment was not a bad game at all. It was actually a pretty good game, pretty well made game. It was just a bad Gears of War game. And this is the case with many things. You know, where you could have something that is part of a franchise because they want to use the name to sell it, and they don't have a lot of faith in the product or who's making it or whatever. So they slap that franchise name on it, and it gets a bad reception because people don't feel like it fits the franchise. Gears of War Judgment was kind of that way. It took some chances, which I respect. It took some chances with gameplay, took some chances with the structure of the game and the way it's told the story. So all those kinds of things that honestly were not bad things, just they were bad for Gears of War. So People Can Fly though is I think they're a solid studio. They've had a couple pretty good games that they've made, but nothing like really huge, nothing spectacular, and certainly nothing that I think ever sold on the level of Outriders. Currently, Outriders came in at number three for top games across all platforms, but also on the individual platforms of PlayStation and Xbox for March. It launched April 1st, and the March sales numbers finished on like April 3rd or something like that is when they cut off. So kind of crazy. It must have sold pretty darn well. And this is also considering it launched on Xbox Game Pass. So obviously it was popular enough that people could get it in their subscription service, and then other people still bought it. You know, that there was enough of an audience that some people still ended up buying it, a good deal of them. I haven't seen the exact numbers, but just charting that high is pretty impressive considering, the other games on those charts. Anyways, so this game did not have a whole lot of hype leading up to it until the demo that released. I believe it was in February, the end of February, or something like that. And that really gave me faith in the game. I really enjoyed the demo. I thought it was a lot of fun. The game has a very Destiny like shoot and loot aspect to it with the way you grind things out, the way you pick up loot and missions and stuff like that. Obviously, Borderlands is kind of like the king of shoot and looters. But this game also incorporates that third person like action to it, which I appreciate. I prefer that over first person in many cases, and it has like a bit of a cover system. This is the pedigree of People Can Fly working with Epic Games, of course. So I think it's a good combination if you want to play a shoot and loot, and if you want to play something where you actually get to like see your character, see the gameplay of your character. It's pretty cool for that. As for the actual gameplay, the shooting mechanics work real well, very crisp, pretty accurate. Like I don't know, I don't feel anything like wonky about it. Every so often, I find myself trying to peel my character off of cover the way you can in Gears of War, and it doesn't quite work the same. But again, I'm not playing Gears of War, so that might be on me. Maybe they could smooth that out, and that would be nice. But I do keep forgetting. Just press B and roll, simple as that. But basically, it's a combination of shooter, and then you have all these powers like you're seeing on screen now. What I just did was I used a power that creates a bubble that slows time, like slows enemies, slows projectiles, like literally you can dodge bullets. Um, so it slowed all those characters in its radius, and then I used a power that is basically a rotating blade attack, and I can go around and take out bunches of enemies in swaths. So that's like a crowd control mechanism. But basically, you combine these cool power ups with the shooting mechanics of the game. I could teleport behind an enemy, do a melee that like stuns and slows them, and then sit there and blast them with the shotgun and kill them. Or I can be sitting there trying to mow down enemies with a machine gun. Okay, I've weakened these guys or killed a couple. Boom, I do the slow sphere and then wipe them all out. It's pretty cool. Plus, what it is there's 4 different classes. I chose the Trickster. The Trickster focuses primarily on the speed and teleportation and control, like of time and movement, things like that, and then gains health from close range kills. So the Trickster is not like a tank in any way, but to continually replenish your health on the battlefield, you actually do a lot of close up attacks. And then of course your loot, you continually gain like helmets, outfit, what do you call it, armor, tops and pants and shoes and gloves, and then of course all your different weapons. But these things all like will augment you in different ways. If I have a character that has, like the Trickster, it does the health gain from close range, there will be some pieces of clothing that also enhance your health gain. Or you'll have a skill like Leech Life, where basically as you're shooting things with this weapon leeches life from your attacks and gives it back to you. So it's very, very cool. There's a lot of ways to customize your gear, your weapons, your skill tree, because each class has a skill tree that branches in 3 directions, and there's a lot of options on them, and they cross over between each other as well if you want. So there's a lot of ways to customize for your personal gameplay style within each class and within each branch of the skill tree. And then with all the different weapons and stuff, you can even go modify weapons and then change what gear mods are on them and things like that. So it provides a lot of options, a lot of custom gameplay. Your character is well customizable for the most part. Like their face and stuff is decent. It's nothing extensive or crazy. And then the story is pretty good. It's got kind of a good, like, I don't know, say 15 years ago or so style summer, like sci-fi blockbuster. It's not like the greatest movie ever, but it's also pretty cool. It's enough of a story to keep you engaged and be interesting and introduce some neat concepts. The characters are pretty well done, pretty well written. I like the dialogue and the way that they're acted. The main character, she or he, like I'm playing as a female, but she comes across as tough and capable, but also empathetic and not really like a jerk to people in any way, unless it's like a character that calls for it. So that's pretty neat. But yeah, just overall, I think it's a pretty fun game. It's worth checking out, especially if you're on an Xbox and you have Game Pass. There's not really an excuse not to download and try this game, and then you may like it and keep it. And if you don't, you just delete it. On PC and PlayStation, you don't really have that option, but on any platform, if you're looking for a fun alternative to Destiny, an alternative to Borderlands, something new, something that's original, it's not a part of another franchise or a sequel or something, and it's got some new, you want to give another studio a shot at having their big game and something that's like worth getting behind, I think it's Outriders. And they've already shown that they're going to listen to feedback and improve this game. So give it a chance. I like the game, and I hope you enjoy it too. There's going to be a video of a mini boss at the end of this for you guys to check out.